chat, I'll get some beers and get chuggy. Nah, man, I know what I need, some more man huggy. Oh, man huggy. Some more man huggy. Put your headphones on for proper audio quality, motherfucker.
Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with, as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 179. Ooh, get to stomping in my Qatar Force One. Welcome, motherfuckers.
I did some wild, cowboy music to start off rather than the normal shit, so it was like, yeah.
Your video is twitching on my side of things. It's crazy. Like, you look like you're like having a seizure.
Mine's like super smooth. Always. It's your shit, dude.
I know.
It's always yours.
I don't know why.
I have this like mega. I've been getting this room built the fuck out. It's taken me forever. Like, there's like, if you look over my shoulder, there's just like boxes all over the fucking floor still. But it's getting there, and I've been losing my voice slowly. But I'm here.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I mean, I feel fine. I am surrounded by a bunch of people that are sick all the time. So I'm okay. It's just like my voice. It's just my throat. It doesn't even hurt. I've just been like chugging water, drinking liquid IV. So I'll be fine. My immune system is like hella strong. So I'll be okay. Actually,
sounds like it.
It was worse like 2 days ago. And I mean, I had...
What's wrong with you?
Fuck if I know. Sore throat, but I had like Cinco de Mayo. Then there was all this graduation shit all week. Then Mother's Day is really crazy. So I probably put in like 70, 75 hours last week. And I think it just caught up with me. But I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm alive. I can go deeper and I'll be fine.
No, there we go.
But my normal voice, I have to like chug water. So every time I take a sip, it'll be like, yo, it sucks. Fucking sucks. I had pounded like 2 packs of Ricola yesterday. Just like, and I mean, Ricolas are the shit. So it tastes.
Ricola.
I got detention for saying that over and over again in PE.
I was just going to say, didn't we used to like.
Yeah, I used to be like,
annoying.
Ricola, and try to make it echo. And it was like,
Yeah.
if you don't fucking stop. And I was like, can't stop, won't stop, bitch. What are you talking about?
Cool.
How are you holding up, man? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Anything change? Anything different? You still...
Just leave it at the last episode and just keep it true here.
All right, man. Just checking in on you. I'm sure, I have some people that I know that listen to the pod pretty religiously, and they were, just wanted to check in on you, make sure you're good. Enjoyed the conversation and the realness of it as well.
It's weird because almost like everybody I know, I feel like listened to that episode. Like I was getting like text, like you know what Braids said.
Oh, here we go.
He goes, first full episode I've listened to, and then he had notes on the topics that he's like you guys could do a whole episode about lynching and the civil rights movement, and then he's like, and then you could do a separate episode about I don't even know, like the Middle East or something. I forget what it was, but I'm like, whoa, dude. Episode 178, first full episode you listened to?
Yeah, it's the Braids. He's a busy man, dude. He's got shit to do.
He says that, except for Indonesia popped up as one of the countries that started listening at the same time my brother was in Indonesia, and I texted him and I said, "You listen to the pod?" He's like, yeah, it came on, but like I
skipped it.
Like, yeah, that's what kind of he said. I think it's like, if that's true, fuck you. But I bet it's not true. You are listening.
Well, shout out Braids, dude. Listen international. That's what I like. Braids, my boy. Good man. Globe trotting. Shout out Braids.
Shout out Chad the country.
Yeah, dude, I'm totally listening now. Like, ooh, that doesn't hurt my voice at all. Yeah, dude, like, I'm totally listening now. Like, my dad, he owns 3 Volvo dealerships, so, like, I got a lot of downtime, and I started listening to the pod, dude. It's pretty tight. It's really good when I'm, like, playing golf on a Tuesday, you know, just hitting balls at the range at 12:30 in the afternoon, because that's what, you know, rich people do.
God damn, bro.
Sorry, that's pretty spot on. There's this girl that...
For the audience, Chad the country, yes. We have a new listener there.
Yeah, I mean, they probably don't sound like that at all. There's a girl that works for me, and she's always like, I need to find a rich guy to marry me. And I'm like, what you need to do is, like, take off a weekday, go try to learn how to play golf, because you don't know how, and go hang out at the driving range. If there's a dude who's at the driving range on a Wednesday at 12:30, just hitting golf balls, you can see the parking lot, so you can see whatever he pulls up and parks in. You can see his transportation. He's going to be like, hey, do you need help? Like, those guys are all about that. There you go. Quickest way. Golf. Go learn how to play golf. Not pickleball.
You already said this.
I know, but not pickleball, because pickleball, it's a little bit more up there in age, unless you're gonna, like, you know, Anna Nicole Smith marry some, like, 70-year-old billionaire.
I don't know about that, dude. Like, all my homies are playing pickleball.
Go play tennis.
Well, no, they actually are playing. Like, I'm in the group chat they're scheduling tennis this weekend, and they're trying to come over to my courts, and I was like, nah, dude, locals only, because we've got
savage.
Like,
That's savage. You don't even use them, and you're just like, nah, bro, sorry. I'll turn you in.
I mean, there are, like, legit courts over here, like, right across the street.
You're like the white lady that calls the cops on a black kid in the public pool. Like, residents only.
I'm like,
get out of here, Candace. You don't
Hawaiian
even swim.
surfer who's just, like, aggro.
Oh, and just getting onto people. You local?
No, it was just funny because he was suggesting the courts that are by the Iron Ape and I, who are in this group text. However, the Iron Ape and I were not going to be participating in the tennis. Well, we had yet to say whether or not we were. So it's like they're planning this tennis outing across the street from the splash pad without us. Well, not without us.
Without the Splash Bros. I mean, come on.
That's right.
Hate to rain on your parade, but
Super Splash Bros.
Yeah. It's like Southridge Lakes Community Pool with the code up front. You pass that around. Like, where do you live? Just tell them my address. Nobody knows where you live.
Oh, dude, the amount, the codes that I have, like, of the gated communities in, like, around here, dude, it's insane.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're deep. You could just be paparazzi at some point, dude.
100%.
You could just sell access.
or like whatever, like I actually met one of these people. Remember those 2 girls that like robbed like Lindsay Lohan, or I don't know if it was Lindsay Lohan, but like robbed like Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
And like, they like robbed, it was like a bunch of teenagers. You know, I actually hung out with like one of them one time.
Wild.
Oh no. But that's what, you know, I got access to the, or it's like John Hamm in that new show on Apple, your friend, or something about your neighbors and your friends.
Yeah.
Friends and neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He just starts stealing from his, like, a watch here and there from his, like, rich friends because he lost his job.
I mean, that's in, like, you know, this is the SLC. You go drive through gated communities and just smoke weed in high school. You could park, neighborhood.
See, it's funny because, like, that's where I don't want to smoke weed is when I'm in. Well, that's because, like, usually I'm like, well, whatever. It's like when I'm in the gated community, they have security, so it's like I don't want to. Like, that's like I'll if I'm gonna partake, I'd partake before I go into the gated community.
Yeah, but see, it'd be like if you do the code, especially at night, you could park. Cops aren't patrolling it, so you just park.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking I'm in my work truck.
Yeah, I mean that's, you know, you would never do that, but I'm just saying in high school, you could park somewhere in like a gated community, like by Novskers or some shit like that, and back in a cul-de-sac, no one's gonna fuck with you.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, like no one's coming. Like you're safe.
And especially I got the complexion for the protection, so
Yeah, and see
I'll
me,
fit in
I was
where I
just
get
like, I have tint, so I'm like, they can't tell I'm black. If they only knew, they'd be like, there's a black guy sitting outside our house in this car.
You know what you know what I also have? I have a couple of these neighborhoods. They just gave me printed me out a barcode, so I just roll up and they just scan the barcode. So like, cause usually like they'll have to check my ID. If they have the security there, check the ID. Some of them have a gate code, but usually they're checking the ID. But like a couple of them are like, yo, take this, and so I just roll up. They scan the barcode, so I don't even like say anything.
That's tight.
Got the G pass.
That's premium access. Any news from the poker world, sir?
Yeah, I did go on Saturday.
Oh, right. You had to think about it.
Yeah, I did. I was like, what happened? Yeah, nothing like exciting. But then the other day, I played like some low stakes online, and I got second. Like I played these sit and go, so 8 people at a table, the top 3 cash. I got second 4 times in a row, and then I went up to a higher buy-in and won the whole thing. So it was 5 games in a row where I got second or first.
Hell yeah!
It was actually second. And I'm like, when I saw that, I didn't even realize that it was like I got second 4 times in a row. Like until I went back and looked at it. Like I have like mastered how to play when it's heads up in that scenario, just with like the blind structure, the timing, the amount of chips. I've done it so many times that like just like anything else, like bad beats exist, and so it's like, at the end of the day, it's just you two and you're flipping cards over, and somebody could hit it and win. But so when I saw 4 times in a row second, I was like, dude, that's rare, because it's like that'd be rare even if you were not good at the heads up. And then the fact that I trap people so often in that situation. It's just so easy to like set them up.
Well, it's become like a math equation for you. So you're just
Right.
like problem solving rather than.
And it's the time, because the blinds go up every 5 minutes in those sit and goes. And when you get down to the final 2, they're going up a lot. So it's like usually by the time it's the final 2, the blinds are 300 and 150. And then if it goes longer than that, it goes from 300 to 600. And so 300, 150 to 600, 300. And it seems like a lot compared to the amount of chips that are on the table, because it is. I mean, it is. But I feel like when you're not used to it, I think people feel like they're running out of time. They're gonna get like the blinds are gonna eat them, so that they'll push like on a lesser hand than normal, which is normal when the blinds are high. But they'll do it too soon, so it's like they'll be like going all in, like just trying to steal my blinds, and I'll fold. I'll let them take my blinds, and it looks like that they're like coming up, but it's like, guess what, dude? Like when I win a hand, or if I double up, that also means you lost it. So it's like a 2-fold. So it's like, yeah, it's like you have 7,000 chips and I only have 4,000 right now. But if I double up, like you have 3,000, I have 8,000. It's like, it seems like a huge disparity, but it's not.
Yeah. It's like, what do they say? The 2-0 lead in hockey is like the worst lead ever.
That's the not the worst lead. It's
Like the most deceptive or something like that, where it's like it
Yeah.
changes like
Right.
one goal they're halfway there, another goal they tied. Like it doesn't take that much to come back down from 2-zip.
Yep.
I mean, shit, we saw that not too long ago where someone was down 2-0 and they won 3-2. I think it was the Panthers were playing in a game, and they just like scored a goal in 11 seconds, 2 goals within 11 seconds of each other to tie it. And it was like, oh, fuck. And then they scored another goal. And it was like, oh, damn. And then they lost. It was like that quick. Did I talk about on the pod how I got invited to a poker game? A monthly poker game? So there's this family I see constantly. They're great people. Husband's a little bit older. You can tell he like gambles, but like keeps it on the hush hush. He'll be like, hey man, it's like I've been making a shit ton of money betting on baseball. Like whenever I see him, he's just like ranting about what he's gambling on. And he's like, man, I got this like semi-friendly game. Me and my buddies play like once a month. And this guy's probably in like his 50s. And he's like, I'd love for you to come play sometime, man. And he's like, it's pretty casual, pretty chill. None of us are that great. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm totally going to go. And I was like, well, I got a bunch of like Windstar chips lying around. I got to go use before they like change them or something. We should go to Windstar sometime and just like, fuck around or whatever. And he was like, oh, there's no way. My wife would never let me go. Like, nope. It's always controlled. She's got to go with me. And we'll just say her name's like Cheryl, but it's not, but we'll say it is. And I'm like, hey, Cheryl, would you be cool if he went with me to go to Windstar and gamble? And she was like, oh, absolutely. Go take him anytime you want. And he was like, fuck yeah, bro. So I think next month he's going to start playing the games again. It'll be revolving around like Thursday night football probably. And I'm going to jump into this like 50 and up old white guy business suit game and just kind of fuck around for a little bit.
That's where it's at, dude.
I mean, and I used to play in Austin. It would be every Monday. All the GMs and owners of these clubs on 6th Street, we'd all get together and play. I think I've talked about it, and it would get ruthless and rowdy. But I'm looking for something chill, something that's kind of once a month annual. I'm kind of stoked about it, honestly. Because there's no one. There's nobody like who plays like that. And the online's fine, but I'd rather play in person and like chill.
Oh, yeah,
it's like... Yeah. I'd much rather do that, and I'm not going to some like Dallas card hall where I'm gonna get raided by fucking SWAT. That happens every other time. Like they don't do that. And Windstar, I mean, unless you're playing in a tournament, it kind of sucks. Like I don't like playing Hold'em at the tables where it's all of us, and it's like it's not the same, if that even makes sense. And I'm like
I get it.
Chasing like a royal flush, all diamonds, and I get to quadruple up with I'm like, dude, like get the fuck out of here. Like let's just play some cards. I'd rather roll dice or play blackjack, and I don't even like playing blackjack. It's too quick. I lose my money too quick.
Therapy questions?
I was like, are you ready? You tell me. See, I'm already like on that Jesse Ventura.
I was going to say, I was about to say Jesse Ventura in the very beginning.
Tell me more about the Baja. I'm already like on that point with the voice. Therapy question number 1. Who do you think is the most dangerous celebrity?
Like, okay, hold on. Like, give me more than that.
No, just like, who do you think you would be?
What do you mean? Like
you would be afraid.
Afraid?
Afraid to fuck with. Could fuck with you if they wanted to. Who would be like?
Like when you say dangerous, like you mean like could be a murderer, is a murderer, or are you talking about
could get away with murder to somebody that you wouldn't
could beat you up?
You wouldn't fuck with, for a multitude of reasons.
Oh. Well, you go first.
Tom Cruise.
Why? Because Scientology?
That's part of it. Number 1, I've been rewatching all the Mission Impossibles. Pretty good. The Mission Impossible 2, pretty bad. It's John.
Why you been rewatching them?
The last one's coming out, dude. The last record.
Okay.
And they're all on Amazon. And it's interesting because Tom Cruise has one of his front teeth is in the perfect center of his face. It's fucking weird. And once you hear that, you'll never unsee it. And I was just watching it.
Hear that, you'll never unsee it.
Whenever you see
once
him.
Once you see it, you'll never.
Well, when someone tells you that, hey, it's in the middle of, you'll see it after that, and you'll never be able.
Well, you
to
have
not
to
say
see
it.
it.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, fuck.
All right.
I was right. But
no.
Well, you don't notice it. But there's some close-ups. You're like, oh yeah, this motherfucker right here, dude. So I was watching those, does his own stunts. But yeah, I mean, the Scientology army is real and strong. Like he could make you disappear. If he's killed people, we would never know. Never know. Like it would just go away. I mean, he's not like he's not Danny Masterson. We're like, we found out, we knew you were a fucking
Yeah, that's
creep.
what I was wondering if that's what you're asking.
Where he was like a creep, but there's a lot of these dudes. Like he's got the whole army. I mean, they gave him like a lifetime achievement award. He's the closest thing to L. Ron Hubbard that exists. Miscavige is a weirdo. His wife's missing, all that weird shit. But Tom Cruise is pretty fucking dangerous, man. He could beat your ass. He does his own stunts. He was at the Olympics.
What does that mean? He went to Paris? Okay.
He has nothing. He has nothing to do with the Olympics, and he just shows the fuck up, like parachute, zip line, flamethrower, whatever the fuck. I would be terrified of being on Tom Cruise's bad side.
I think that's a great pick.
I don't know who else could be, like, when you think about it, who is more dangerous?
I mean, just out of respect, Denzel. Like, but
True,
but as far as what we're talking about, I don't know. Like Oprah comes to mind.
Oprah's pretty dangerous. You know how I feel about Oprah. I'm not a fan. She's crushed people. She's destroyed hopes, dreams, and families. She's broken several homes to have her book club. Like, Oprah is more like Donald Trump than she is like anybody else. Because
What kind of comment is that?
Because to reach that level of wealth from nothing, and which Donald Trump didn't do,
Called America.
she has chewed up and spit out her competition on her way to the top.
Right. She actually is a good businesswoman, unlike Donald Trump,
True.
who's just a woman. Or I don't know. I get confused sometimes with the makeup.
Okay, that's true. I mean, the spray tan's a little much, so yes,
I know.
I could see that. But yeah,
Okay.
I've just always said there's something unsettling about Oprah with me, and always will be. I'll just never. No, don't put me in alone. And also, I say that
I just
so
find
much.
that just crazy because to me she seems unimpeachable, and also I mean
That is what makes it.
you guys are. I mean, is it a little blasphemy for you to be talking shit about a prominent African American woman, maybe the most prominent African American woman, other than Michelle Obama?
Yeah, but Michelle Obama all day.
Okay, but Michelle Obama is just the wife of the president. Oprah is Oprah.
Yeah, but she was also a constitutional law professor and has her
No,
own.
no. She's
know.
a legit person. I'm just trying to say that if we're
And
comparing
like
this,
stringing Stedman around everywhere, there's just something off, man. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I just don't trust it. Don't trust it.
but I mean, like, isn't it like?
Plus, I'm a Jerry Springer guy.
Aren't you gonna get backlash from your community for talking shit about a prominent African American woman?
Probably not. I don't think so. No, Michelle Obama, maybe. But just talking shit about Oprah, I doubt it.
So you think Oprah's transcended the African Americanism?
Oh, yeah. I could make so many jokes right now. That'd be so inappropriate. But I'm not. But yes. Oprah was like for suburban white housewives.
Do you think that so like in the race
Book of the
draft-
Month Club was suburban white housewives.
in the race draft we the whites drafted
Would draft Oprah. For sure.
We traded Oprah for
And the black community would take Martha Stewart.
That's true. There you go.
Swap them. They'd be like, "Yeah, dude, fuck yeah, she rolls with Snoop.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's been to federal prison for a white collar ass crime, but she's been in the pen. Dude. She's been in the fish.
Okay, fine, but
That bitch on papers.
all right. Well, then we get hold on. That's an unequal trade.
How is that unequal?
No, it is equal.
Yeah, I don't know if you could compare. That's like the best.
No,
comparison.
it is equal. I'm just trying to I was trying to throw in maybe like a couple like second round picks.
And like Jerry Springer would be drafted by the whites. Montel Williams would go to Team Black, but those are the equivalent. Like Jerry Springer, Montel. Whites would take Steve Harvey. Take him. Get him out of here. Bye. See ya. Take him. We don't... Mr. Potato Head looking ass, you can get the fuck out of here, dude, for sure. We give him up.
And then you guys would draft Ari Melber?
Probably. I could see that happening.
That's a deep cut.
I could see that happening. I think that's fair. That's good. In the American black community, we would give up Scary Spice, Mel C. She'd go. We'd be like, she's British. I don't even know what the fuck that's about. Peace out.
We don't want her, though, dude. We don't want her.
You got the Spice Girls. You got to take them all. They're a combo deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll take the Spice.
Yeah,
okay.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Blacks get the Biebs. We get Justin Bieber.
You already had him, did he?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, that's right.
Yeah, I think
we don't want Busby to come over here like fucking dropping suits on us.
Maybe we could countersue for him being an idiot.
That is true.
Idiot.
Good pub.
He's so stupid. But yeah, I think Tom Cruise might be the most dangerous celebrity on the planet right now.
I think you're right.
And he's got like a real bunch of religious fanatics that follow him around with lots of property.
Clooney did end Biden's career, but that was just inevitable anyways.
True. Therapy question number 2. I was going to attach an article to it, but I didn't. But we can discuss this. Should we as a government, or should government officials accept free planes and other gifts from foreign countries?
Some would say that that's against the law.
Yeah.
No, they shouldn't.
You think? It's
like
crazy. The grift,
bizarre,
the grift is so real, and they're saying that allegedly.
All I do is crime.
It's going to be donated to like his presidential library afterwards.
Because Ronald Reagan has one. Yeah, it's out here in Simi Valley, like just down the street. Yeah, dude.
For personal use, like.
Are we talking about it right now?
Yeah, let's talk about it right now.
Okay, so Donald Trump said that the Qatari government is going to donate a plane called the Palace in the Sky for him to use as Air Force One. Okay, this plane is worth $600 million. This would be the largest gift any White House has received from any government ever. That's including like the Statue of Liberty, I think, which was a gift from the French to the Americans. Bro, they arrested a college kid, for signing an op-ed that was critical of the Israeli government, right? That they put her in jail because she's here on a green card, and somebody else wrote an article criticizing Israel's government, and then she co-signed it. They put her in jail. Qatar has given 1.2 billion with a B dollars to Hamas. The terrorist organization that killed 1,200 Jews in a day in Israel. And it's fine if he takes a plane from them? And Air Force One is the most sophisticated technology in the history of the world? And you're going to have to, retrofit it onto this plane? And then, also, it's not, a national security risk? So what do you have to do? Take the entire plane apart to make sure that there's, not, shit in there? Bugs? It's going to cost more money than it would to build a new one than it is to retrofit the fucking Qatari one. And then so by the way, so if they do that, if they do have to upgrade it, it's not going to be ready by the time he's done. I mean, God willing that he's over, in 3 years here. So him saying it's going to be donated to his presidential library just means it's a fucking private plane for him after he gets out of office. He's going to feel the pressure from the public to keep his word. He's not going to use the fucking $600 million plane. No.
It's fucking wild. I'm going to turn this fan off because it's going crazy. Yeah. the whole thing is stupid because, number one, we've talked about the Qatari government. We've talked about Qatar. They hosted the World Cup when they were building towns and stadiums with slave labor where people were fucking dying. Qatar is a tiny ass.
Oh, no, don't just say people. Thousands, tens of thousands of people died building the stadium for the World Cup. That's what we're wondering.
Yeah, and they totally rigged that shit. I mean, everybody in the FIFA community and involved in the World Cup got caught like taking bribes and all sorts of shit.
I mean,
like all sorts of goofy stuff. Like
that's all they do, dude. Come on.
The fact that this is even being entertained and is happening is fucking crazy. If you said like, "Oh, Barack Obama's taking a plane from wherever the fuck in the world as a gift,"
the UAE,
yeah, like the only
Qatar's worse.
Yeah, Qatar's worse.
How about just any? How about this? If Barack Obama said he's taking a fucking plane from France to use as Air Force One, they'd impeach him like before he got done with the sentence.
And they're just like, it's not a big deal.
I like freedom flights.
Crazy as fuck. I mean, and now this is caused beef with him and Netanyahu and a bunch of other people who are like, yo, bro, you are taking a plane from people that are funding.
Netanyahu's entire fucking administration is under investigation for being Qatari foreign agents. Like, they're on trial right now.
For being Qatari foreign agents?
Yes.
So they're killing Hamas while
taking money from the Qataris and then like doing their bidding. There's like this fucking ridiculous policy that like everybody's like, what? And then it turns out the reason why they did it is because Qatar asked them to. But yeah, it's like his like chief of fucking staff, I think, taking money from Qatar while they're funding Hamas, while they're fighting a war against Hamas, while Qatar is the mediator in the ceasefire negotiations, or was at least. Nuts, dude.
Well, we talked about this before. Like, there's 300,000 like Qatari citizens, and everybody else, and like that's it. And they all get like a universal basic income of like 300 G's a year. Yeah, like crazy. Something fucking nuts. They own like tigers and shit, and this like, they're the people that are Qatari nationals have so much money that they just.
But then there's like millions of people that are not considered citizens that live there. They're like, yeah, and then they get treated like
shit,
like second-class citizens.
Yeah, I mean, those are the people like, you're building a soccer stadium, but I don't want to. We're taking your passport. You can't leave. You're building a soccer stadium, and if you don't like it, die. Like, that's fucking insane. The whole thing is nuts. People trying to gloss over it or act like this isn't a big deal is fucking crazy. This is worse than Kushner getting $2 billion whenever he got out of office.
100%.
Because he's currently the president.
And it's Air Force One. It's not even. It's a military plane, dude. Like, for the United States, we have to go get our planes from a little tiny country. It's like, go pull up Qatar on a map, dude. It's like Rhode Island.
Yeah, I think it's smaller. It's like the size of like Mississippi or some shit.
Yeah, it's a tiny little country that, like, and you know what he said? Did you hear this quote? He goes, "Have you heard? Listen, have you heard of a man named Sam Snead? Sam Snead. He said, if someone gives you a putt, they say, hey, that putt's good. You pick up your ball and you go to the next hole. Because a lot of guys do it. No, I'll putt it. And then they miss it. Someone gives you a plane, you take it." I'm not making that up.
That's crazy, dude. He's fucking nuts. The grift is so real. And this is so blatant. He doesn't give a shit. Like, he doesn't give a shit. What's it gonna take? He's gonna have to get caught giving Putin a BJ, and people then be like, well, hey, man, you know, like, Putin was really stressed, and he needed to relax a little bit, and he was just helping him out. Like, So to quit making a big deal out of it, this is fucking insane. When I read it, I was like, there's no way this is true. This is like a meme, right? This is like The Onion. This is some sort of gag article. And it's like, oh no, this is real.
You know what's so crazy is in his first term, so they were they were redesigning like the current fleet of Air Force Ones came into service or started using them in 1980, so they are old. And JFK and his wifey Jackie O are the ones who designed like the logo and like how Air Force One looks like on the outside and on the inside. They just happened to be like in office when they were like coming up with this, so they were the ones who did it. Well, Donald Trump and Melania were the ones who were in office, like, and making the decisions of what the new Air Force One was gonna look like. And I remember, like, I was like so pissed. I'm like, dude, fuck that, because like we've had these planes. You know, JFK came up with the design, but they didn't get them until 1980. You know, so it's like we're gonna have to deal with like Donald Trump's decisions, like for every president from here, like for like the next 30, 40 years. That sucks. This is not. He's like, no, fuck the designing of the Air Force One. I'm just gonna go get a plane from my like rich like fucking Arab like oil friend.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll see. I mean, yeah, they obviously got to like sweep it, figure out if there's anything in it, on it. That's just like fucking crazy.
It's not gonna happen. That's what I'm telling. It's not happening, dude.
You think someone's gonna step in and be like, dude, you can't do that? Because it doesn't give a fuck.
It will never. It will.
He doesn't care when people tell him he can't.
Okay, well, also technically, any airplane the president of the United States is in is called Air Force One. So it's not actually a plane. Is like that's not like, oh, that plane right there is Air Force One. It's like, no, it's actually wherever the president is Air Force One. That being said, they'll never use this plane as like the way that they use the current ones.
I don't know. He's gonna try.
Well, like if
he's gonna try.
Like, it's a fucking security risk. What are you guys gonna do? Like get in a group chat on Signal while you're on the fucking plane? Like Jesus.
Signal's built in. It's there.
With the Starlink.
I made sure. It's already got Signal. It's actually Air Force Signal 1. That's the new name. And it erases the flight plans after you look at them. It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, fucking insane. Therapy question number 3. I might have asked this one already. I don't think I have. But would you date a woman whose family is involved in organized crime?
Yes.
Okay. You'd be cool with that? That'd be kind of wild. I don't know if I could. I'd be pretty uneasy. It'd be a lot of pressure to, like, be on point. I'd be afraid to,
well, I'm just, like, not... Like, I mean, I don't know.
I'd be scared to, like, argue.
Like, are you... Like,
I'd make sure I never got my way.
Well, like, aren't you finding that out, like, down the line, you know?
Maybe. Let's just say it's, like, up front. Like, oh, those are my brothers. They're fucking Yakuza. I'd be like, oh, shit. I feel like you're kind of stuck. So I'm dating a Japanese woman? Sure. Or they're in the Irish mob. Whatever, you know? Why you gotta make it? Why you gotta make it about? Why you
said Yakuza?
Why you gotta make it about race?
I'm not in your.
And it's like, because they do, because the organized crime makes it about race.
Exactly.
That's kind of their shtick.
Yeah, bro, come on. You know, I got ties to the IRA. What do you want?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be a little sketchy. I'd be a little bit weirded out. Looking over my shoulder.
Like if they were like high end, like rich people, maybe.
Would you date?
Organized crime is just called politics now, dude.
Would you date a girl whose family is involved heavily in Scientology?
No.
That's organized crime.
Dude, why are we talking about dating girls? Come on, man.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to find out.
You know what girl I want to date?
If your life was on the line because you might end up swimming with the fishes, if you'd roll with it. Therapy question number 4. What scares you more? Nukes being used, anywhere in the world nukes, or an unavoidable natural disaster?
Nukes.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'd say I'm probably more afraid of like some big solar flare or some shit like that would just like destroy all of the electronic infrastructure of the planet. And there's like, it'd just be like, we go back in time like 300 years and there's not shit we could do about it.
I'm not that scared of that.
That would fry everything.
We need to shake things up.
That would definitely
I mean, the tariffs.
Yeah, that would definitely. Well, tariffs wouldn't matter at that point. Your boat, nobody's boat would work. Nothing would work. You'd be in like canoes hunting with spears and shit. I mean, because we are like one big solar flare EMP event from like all electronics and electricity just being moved.
That's electric magnetic pulse for the listeners.
But see, and that's so they say
Neil deGrasse Joseph.
A nuclear device being detonated in the atmosphere would cause more damage than a nuclear bomb just being dropped on the ground, because it would go farther. It would get into the jet stream and like spread all over the planet, and the EMP that it would send out, the shockwave it would send, would go for hundreds and hundreds of miles. The damage would be way worse than if you were to just drop it. Like if you dropped it like a mile,
I don't know
above
if you know this, but like nuclear bombs don't go off. Like one of them is not just gonna go off. One goes off, dude. Another one's gonna go off.
Oh, because somebody else is gonna just shoot some shit.
100%, obviously.
Well, I mean,
they've done the war games now for fucking whatever 80 or 70 years. You know, it's like, yeah, that's why they don't go off. It's because if no matter what, no matter how they think about it, they philosophers just how strategy just what is the best way? How do you respond in this scenario? Every time it's fucking done. We're all done. No other way about it, dude. You just gonna get nuked to death?
That'd be shitty.
Or you gonna get nuked to death? It's like, you know, it's like you have no other.
Either nuke or get nuked, and if you get nuked, you nuke.
Exactly.
If you can. And what's scary is if that were to happen, the people that would still be like roaming around would be like, what, like Idaho, like the Dakotas. It wouldn't be setting
No. Those are like the nuclear silos are. Those might be the first ones out, dude. Like where they have, yeah, because like that's where a lot of the like Russia's nukes are pointed like at our silo, because like the goal is to take out our ability to continue to send nukes. So you're not just like, oh, one's coming to Moscow, let's send one into LA. It's like, no, let's send one into wherever the fuck they just shot that nuke off of.
That makes sense. Well, that's what they always say is like LA's the shortest distance. So if they ever fire one, it would hit LA or Alaska.
Russia.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah. And then remember they were like, George Bush is from Texas, so they'd shoot it at Texas.
What are they even talking about? Like, we have submarines and airplanes. The nuclear triad at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is multiple submarines whose location is not disclosed, who have nuclear weapons armed and ready to go, and there are bombers in the air 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with nuclear bombs on them for the United States, ready to drop them if they need to.
Imagine having that job, dude.
Crazy.
Good Lord, just like flying,
Every day,
like in
around.
shifts. That pays good. I guarantee you, those guys are making bank.
They probably rotate them out. Like,
you'd
probably
have
do it
to.
like once a month or something. Like, you know, just like it's your turn.
Doing the nuke run today. Ugh. No action. Like that would be really fucking intense.
I just wanted to like know what the calculus is. It's like that we're like, yeah, it's worth having nuclear bombs flying over the world at all times. Like it's worth that risk compared to not like the risk of getting nuked and not being able to nuke them back from the air.
And they're like, oh man, why won't aliens visit us? I'm like, well, if they're checking out the triad and they can see through the ocean, like, oh, there's just like a fuck ton of subs just like hanging outside the coast off of Russia and over by Japan and shit, just loaded with nuclear weapons. Like, these guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah, like it's so crazy that like other countries don't need nukes because they're in our nuclear umbrella. We're like, nah, it's good. We have submarine outside your fucking country.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Like, how come we can't have nukes? Don't worry about it.
No, a lot of countries don't even want them. They're like, they don't want the fucking stress and the heat. They're like, yeah.
It's like
Ukraine wishes they had them.
It's like going, like just walking around with a bazooka. Why do you have that bazooka? Never know. Never know. If that dude over there shoots his bazooka, I'm shooting my shit right back at him, dude. Fuck with me, bro. I dare you. It's like, why are you guys posturing the whole time? What? Do something, dude. Got my fucking bazooka. It's like, I just want to have like my boba tea and chill the fuck out. Don't worry, man. I got you. I got you. You're sitting next to me. I got a fucking bazooka. Get behind me, bro. Get behind me. That's pretty crazy. I do forget that we do have just like nukes swirling around the world 24/7. But I mean, I think that we've also worked hard on being able to shoot them down before they got here.
Nope.
You don't think?
We officially and like probably true that if you more than one intercontinental ballistic missile, we can't shoot down accurately. Like we could do it like 40% of the time. And I don't like. I've thought about this. I'm like, are they lying about that? You know, it's like you go look at like Israel's Iron Dome.
I mean, like how fast is them moves traveling?
No, it's not that. It's like it's like because intercontinental ballistic missiles go into space and go into orbit and then re-enter into the atmosphere, and so it's like something about that when there's multiple.
Okay. During the boost phase, they can reach speeds of 4 to 78 kilometers per second, or 2.5 to 5 miles per second. Re-entry speeds can reach 13 to 18,000 miles per hour.
God damn.
Good lord, dude. That's just like that's not even. See, that's what Elon Musk should be working on.
Well, but if you look at the Iron Dome that Israel has, like, fucking Iran launched 300 projectiles at them. They knocked them all down. Hezbollah is always launching fucking rockets, and they're hitting them. But then the United States is like, oh, we can't do that. It's like what do you mean? We built the fucking iron. We paid for it. It's like that's our shit. Like how? And then I'm like, are they saying that because it's like the strategic ambiguity is what they call it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Of people not knowing like whether or not we can. I was like, but that doesn't make sense. Like, because we should just tell them that we can. Or maybe we said we can't. But like, just I don't know. I don't know what the fucking deal is. But it seems like we should be able to do that. But everything that's like official or reported is that we don't have the technology yet. But they also said that we couldn't shoot down hypersonic missiles, which are missiles that go faster than the speed of sound, and that's what Russia's started to improve on. And then they started hitting like fucking apartment buildings with hypersonic missiles, cause fucking Russia did. Anyways, shooting hypersonic missiles into apartment buildings. Our Patriot batteries, which are like missile defense systems, this is kind of what we're talking about, like shooting shit out of the sky. The Patriot batteries that we gave to Ukraine shot the fucking Russian hypersonic missile straight out of the fucking sky, dude. And we're like, oh, I guess we can do that.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't
Oops.
know I could do that. Oh my
I also just
god.
saw an article that we, the United States, because we've been kind of behind China and Russia on the hypersonic missiles. I just saw an article today saying that we are close to completing a hypersonic missile that can be reused for like rocket part.
Oh, like what? That's about time. Hey, we can recycle the $1 million shit that we build and just like
About
blows.
time. We don't even have these weapons yet. The hypersonic missiles.
Wait, we don't have hypersonic missiles?
Like they're like brand new. Like
Oh,
we do, but they're not like on the level that these other guys have. But you like my point is like we like the yeah, hypersonic missiles in general are a new weapon.
on God. But 18,000 miles per second. Bro. Right.
Nuclear warhead.
Bro, that's fucking wild. Like, that's. See, I think we got some laser shit in space where it would go up and then when it's re entry, just zap it. That's what you should invent. If somebody invented that, watch. That's
Well, that's what
really
they're
what
doing with the
Starlink.
drones.
That's really what Starlink does. We just have no idea. It just happens to also give off a Wi-Fi signal, so he's just like making money off of it. But in reality, it's like some space laser shit.
We signed a treaty. We signed a treaty. No weapons in space.
Jewish space laser. But we did. Elon didn't. There you go.
That's true.
That's it. You know, that's different. And you didn't sign that with Space Force. Space Force ain't signed shit.
Space Force is part of the Air Force.
That's what they want you to think.
I remember clowning him and everybody else clowning him about Space Force, and now I think Space Force is legit.
You think?
Yeah, I listened to the guy who's the head of Space Force talk for like an hour and a half, like on a podcast, and sold me on it. It's because it's like they're like, "Yo, dude, we're still in the military, and we're gonna take this fucking seriously." And it's like a bunch of NASA people too, so it's like, okay, yeah, makes sense why this department would be legit.
Okay, that's tight. I think it's the way he sold Space
Yeah,
Force.
no, totally. Like, yeah,
And,
it
like,
sounded
brought
like
it
a
up.
fucking, yeah, like Steve Carell literally made a show like about it because it was so goofy, but like, but no, yeah,
But no weapons in space.
correct. Except for Russia's allegedly trying to put a nuke in space.
Tight.
Yeah.
That's tight.
On to the articles, y'all. This one from NPR by Rachel Treisman. Rapper Tory Lanez is hospitalized after being stabbed in a California prison. The rapper's Instagram account says his lungs collapsed after he was stabbed 14 times, but he's in good spirits. Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in 2020. Tory Lanez was hospitalized on Monday after being stabbed. What? The Canadian rapper, I didn't know he was Canadian. The Canadian rapper, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, is in fair condition after he was allegedly attacked by another inmate at a housing unit at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. How do you say that? Around 7:20 a.m. local time, according to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. The suspected attacker, identified as Santino Casillo, has been placed in restricted housing pending an investigation. A message posted to Lane's official Instagram account that night said he was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. It said both of his lungs had collapsed, but his condition was improving. He is now breathing on his own. It reads, despite being in pain, he's talking normally in good spirits and deeply thankful to God that he's pulling through. Details about the attack remain scarce. Officials said the prison's investigative unit and Kern County District Attorney's Office are investigating. Why Lanez is in prison, just a refresher, Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison on August 2023 after a divisive and high-drama trial that ended with his conviction on 3 felony charges: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, possession of a concealed, unregistered firearm, and a negligent discharge of a firearm. The charges stem from an incident that happened early one morning in July 2020 as Lanes and Megan Thee Stallion left a pool party in Los Angeles. Stallion, whose legal name is Megan Pete, accused Lanes of shooting her in both feet as she got out of their vehicle after an argument. Stallion said in a scene-deleted Instagram post a few days later that she had suffered gunshot wounds that night, but did not identify Lanes as the perpetrator until the following month. Lanes, who pleaded not guilty at trial, then released an album with lyrics maintaining his innocence and casting doubt on Stallion's claims. That October, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office charged Lanes with felony assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and the judge issued a protective order to keep him at least 100 yards away from Stallion. He violated the order the following summer. The rappers continued to spar in public, referring to the incident in song lyrics. Meanwhile, media personalities, other high-profile rappers, and fans of both artists cast doubt on others' versions of events, with many scrutinizing and blaming Stallion. Lanes' December 2022 trial divided the hip-hop community and the internet, raising broader issues like the mistreatment of black women in both the industry and the criminal justice system. Stallion testified during the trial that the shooting and ensuing backlash had hurt her physical and mental health, and she feared it would damage her career too. I can't hold conversations with people for a long time. I don't feel like I want to be on this earth, she said. I wish he would have just shot and killed me if I knew I would have gone through this torture. Lanes is appealing the sentence, but was denied. What?
So that's dramatic.
What you got? I mean, it's kind of intense. But, okay. Anyways. What do you think about this fucking guy?
I mean, this is the whole issue with, like, hey, guys, don't go to prison. You might bump into somebody who has nothing to lose and nothing to gain and is going to fucking stab you. I mean, it's sad that whenever people get attacked like that, he got stabbed a shit ton, like a Paul Pierce amount of stab wounds. But I'm glad he's all right. The whole thing with him and Meg was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. And there was, like, pictures of her feet, and I was like, it looks like you just walked on glass. I don't know what's going on. The story changed 100 times.
Wait, what? Are you calling bullshit?
No, I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying the whole story is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Because she went into it being like, nah, we're just friends, and we've never fucked. And then she's like, yeah, we were fucking. He was fucking both the chicks, so there was, like, an argument between the two girls. Because he was smashing Meg, smashing this other girl, and then he like pulled out a gun or something. The whole story just sounds goofy. I mean, I definitely think he assaulted her. I just don't. The whole thing just sounds weird as shit. And she won't drop it. She's still always trying to charge him with stuff while he's in prison. It sucks that he got stabbed. I mean, I don't really know. That's the price you pay when you go to the federal prison for picking up 3 felonies. You might get stabbed by somebody who's in there for the rest of their lives, and his last name's Santiago or whatever the fuck. Like, you're deal. If you see the guy who stabbed him, you're like, yeah, that guy.
He's a convicted murderer.
That guy looks like he's stabbed people before. Like, to stab somebody to stab somebody 14 times in prison before you get pulled off of them, like, you're a professional stabber. No doubt. But the whole shit's crazy, and it's sad to see. You don't want to see anybody get hurt like that. Her on the incident, and then him while he's in prison. Because he's been sitting in there for a while. And no issues.
Seems like a piece of shit. I'm Team Megan Thee Stallion.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, he's a little bit scummy.
How about don't assault your girlfriend, and then maybe you won't get stabbed in prison, homie.
And he was, like, peaking when this happened, because he releases his own music. He's not like signed to any major album. He was doing lockdown radio where he was having people on via Zoom, and he would like have these different celebrities and people on, and then it became like a whole fucking thing where he was kind of crushing it before this shit happened. And then all this stuff happened, and he's like whisked off to prison. His hair looks crazy because he wasn't getting haircuts. Like, he just got all hella fucked up. He looked nothing like he does in the pictures of him that are posted. But, yeah, I mean, don't go to prison and you don't get stabbed. But he's tried to get released a couple times. They refuse. I mean, this might lead to. I could see him getting an early release now, potentially. Oh. Yeah, or getting moved to a less hardcore prison. I feel like there's threats on my life. I got stabbed in the face once, in the head.
Oh, you might
twice.
get moved out of that facility, but you're not like you don't just get to go home because like prison is prison.
I don't know. You get stabbed 17 times. Be like, did you learn your lesson?
How many dudes would be like having dudes stab them so they could go home?
But Ted, what if Tory Lanez had somebody do this to him? Stab me up. But you got stabbed 17 times and you're okay?
I wonder why that guy did stab him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like...
17 times and you're okay? It's a little suspicious. That's some, like, Scream shit where he's like, stick to the side. Don't hit the organs. Like, I don't know. But when you get stabbed in the face and in the head, like 3 headshots with a knife with 14...
Well, it's like a shank, right?
Yeah, so it's definitely
so maybe
sharp.
it's like, obviously it's sharp if it fucking stabbed him, bro. But like,
Right.
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stabbings are weird. You know, 'cause I don't know. I feel like like that you could get stabbed 14 times and be fine, but you could get stabbed once and die.
Yeah. Yeah, it was he's been harassing her from prison through surrogates, resulting in an extension of the restraining order against him. Continues to subject her to repeated trauma and victimization. Even now, while behind bars, he shows no signs of stopping. I mean, he's definitely like toxic as fuck.
Yeah, no shit.
And like, if he didn't shoot you, he might now. When he gets out.
He might now.
Yeah. If you go to prison for 10 years for being accused of shooting somebody that you didn't shoot, he seems toxic enough where he go out looking for revenge. People are crazy. And then you got stabbed 17
in prison.
For what? A couple more years.
Yeah, good luck. He's in there for 10 years.
Yeah, and he got sentenced when 2022. He was in custody for basically almost from whenever he got shot. Or whatever.
He's got 8 years left.
Yeah, he's got like 7.
8. And he just got stabbed 14 times. Like, you think, like, what makes you think he's getting out?
I'm not saying he is, but I don't think he's going to serve the whole 10. They never do.
Well,
like he's probably going to get moved.
He's harassing her from prison.
Allegedly.
Like, I mean,
Allegedly.
Well, like, if anything, they might extend his like stay.
Allegedly.
Do you want to take a quick break? Back at 7 minutes. At the top of the hour.
Well, that's fine. We can take a little break.
Take a.
Yeah. Yeah. Do your thing. We'll be right back.
Recording stop.
We're back. Do you gotta hit record?
Recording in progress.
Oh.
And we're back. Sorry, I was just creating the episode art for today.
You're
All right, yeah.
That AI.
Yeah. Next article is from CBS News by Emily May Zacher. Key moments from Kathy Ventura's testimony at Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial. Federal prosecutors continue to call witnesses to the stand Tuesday morning in Sean Diddy Combs' criminal trial. What are you laughing about?
The picture of her swearing in, like her eyes are all crooked and shit. She's obviously pregnant. It's just a funny depiction. Court drawings make me laugh half the time because they're fucking terrible.
His ex, Sean Diddy, okay.
Now you
His
can't.
ex-girlfriend.
Now you can't not see it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. All right. R&B singer Cassie Ventura began her testimony inside the New York City courthouse as the trial entered its second day. Ventura is a critical witness in the prosecution's case against Combs, who has been accused of sexually assaulting, trafficking, and exploiting women for decades until his arrest on multiple charges last September. The music mogul could receive a lifetime prison sentence if convicted on all of them. Ventura's testimony will likely last the rest of the week. Here are some of the key takeaways. Violence occurred frequently. In her initial statements before the court, Ventura, now pregnant with her third child and married to personal trainer Alex Fine, recalled her and Combs' early interactions and how she started to see a different side of him over time. She said she met Combs when she was a newly signed singer at 19, and their burgeoning friendship became romantic 2 years later. She also described his alleged violence throughout their 10-year on-and-off relationship, recounting instances where he knocked her over, kicked and dragged her, and stomped on her head, causing black eyes and bruises on her body. When asked, Ventura said the abuse endured happened frequently. Combs is seen attacking Ventura in video footage CNN obtained and published last year, which shows him throwing her to the floor, kicking and dragging her in the hallway of a Los Angeles hotel. Control was everything. Ventura characterized Combs as physically and psychologically abusive throughout the first hours of her testimony. Control was everything. From the way that I looked to what I was working on that day, who I was speaking to, she said. Control was an all-around thing to a certain point. Combs has allegedly introduced Ventura to freak-offs, drug-fueled events where he is accused of forcing women to perform sex acts with hired sex workers, which were a focus of the indictment outlining his alleged crimes. Ventura said Combs broached the idea of sexual encounters involving voyeurism during the first year of their relationship, and he would hire an escort or dancer with whom he would watch her engage while he directed them. The singer testified she felt confused and nervous, but I also loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. She testified she worried about making Combs angry because of how much control he had over her life and career, and the possibility that he could blackmail her by releasing images of the freak-offs. Prosecutors alleged in court documents that Combs often recorded these performances with or without participants' consent, a shift in the relationship. Ventura recalled Combs looking out for her when she first met him. They fell in love, she said, while spending time together in the studio or traveling elsewhere. I think I was just enamored by him. We were just having a good time. It was really fun at that point, she told the court. But as her appearance, transportation, rent, and overall lifestyle came under Combs' control, Ventura said her music career and record deal eventually took a backseat to the alleged freak-offs, which left her feeling humiliated. She testified that despite recording hundreds of songs and 9 albums while she was with Combs, the work was never released because freak-offs became her job. It took up much time and energy to leave room for other pursuits, Ventura said, adding that she would stay up for several days at a time to party, drink, and have sex with strangers. The freak-offs could last from 36 to 72 hours at a time, she said, with the longest continuing for 4 days. She recalled them happening almost weekly for years. That is fucking gross.
That is crazy.
Ventura felt disgusted and humiliated by freak-offs. Ventura began to cry during her testimony when asked whether she wanted to participate in every freak-off. She said she didn't and that she felt disgusted and humiliated by them, but she also didn't want to disappoint Combs. Ventura told the court Combs dismissed her when she expressed how she felt about them, calling her predictable for not wanting to engage. Testifying at length about the freak-offs, Ventura said Combs was provided ecstasy and cocaine, which she took in order to stay awake during them. Damn. Weekly for years. Dude, just put a bullet in fucking Diddy's head, dude. Like, what a piece of shit.
But people should have known Diddy. I mean, people have talked about this weird shit with him when he was like, stole his son's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, he's just doing weird shit. Whenever his wife mysteriously dies, all these people around him mysteriously die. He's a scumbag.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way to put it. Lots of baby oil. Just weird fucking dude. I mean, yeah, and he's saying like, oh, she participated in it. There's all sorts of weird stories that are coming out, that continue to come out. And apparently there's some pretty interesting, like, people who are listed as, like, witnesses or participants. There's been all sorts of names thrown around, like Michael B. Jordan, alleged, Mike Myers.
Yeah. I mean, like, those are actual, witnesses that could be called up in the trial. Like, that's not just, like, rumors.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Mike Myers? Austin, was he in the Austin Powers outfit? Like, that's fucking crazy. Just to be attached to that is awful. Cuba Gooding Jr., but I mean, he's a fucking weirdo. He ended up being.
Wasn't Mike Myers the one who was standing next to Kanye West when he said George Bush
doesn't like black people? And he was like, yeah.
Now he's at the Diddy trial.
And he's at the Diddy trial. He's like, hey, Mike Myers likes black people. That's for sure. Shit, dude. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. I mean, we'll see how much of it comes out. I mean, there's no cameras allowed, so there's just really bad drawings. But this whole shit's crazy. And it really went downhill when that video came out of him in a towel attacking Cassie when she was trying to get away from him in that hotel lobby. And we talked about it on the pod, and he paid them like $50,000 to not release the video. It was like, that's it? What? $50,000? Like, that's gonna go quick. That person's gonna show somebody this fucking video. They got more than that to show that video to TMZ.
For sure.
Like, what are you talking about? And at that point, he was like, it's all lies, it's all lies, it's all lies. And then that video came out. It was just crashed. And now he's in prison for, like, peeing on people and wanting people to pee on him or her and all sorts of weird shit, dude. There was a guy who got arrested for something, and he claimed to be, like, one of their freak-off partners. And in an interview, he was like, no, I used to, like, get paid. I used to, like, sleep with Cassie and do all this weird shit. Diddy would just sit in the corner and watch and, like, told all these crazy stories to the cops. And everybody was like, yeah, right, this, like, weird white guy, crackhead dude seems fucked up. Come to find out, this dude actually signed an NDA and a settlement with Diddy and a bunch of other people and got paid a fuck ton of money to not talk about anything. Like, document. It's like, no, that guy was probably telling the truth. That's horrific. Yeah, he's going to prison for the rest of his life, for sure.
Not going. I mean, I guess he's in jail.
Yeah, he's never getting out. It's never happening. He's on like some R. Kelly shit. He's never getting out, ever, and shouldn't. I mean, the whole thing's fucking wild. It's fucking crazy. At least it's going to trial. And it's not being just delayed. At least we're going to trial, get some answers. Not that we deserve them, but I think people like Cassie and others deserve the closure of, like us confronting him and talking about it. I don't, like, it's...
I don't know.
36 hours. 36 hours.
Yeah.
That's... Oh my God, get away from me. What? Don't. That's fucking crazy.
From the LA Times by James Quealy and Richard Winton. LA judge resentenced Menendez brothers, giving them a chance at freedom. Eric and Lyle Menendez received a chance at freedom after more than 35 years in prison Tuesday, with the judge resentencing the brothers after relatives testified it was time for them to come home. Eric and Lyle Menendez received a chance at freedom Tuesday. Okay. Eric and Lyle Menendez received a chance at freedom Tuesday after more than 35 years in prison, with an LA County judge granting a request to resentence them after hours of emotional testimony from family members who said the brothers had spent enough time behind bars for the brutal 1989 killings of their parents. Superior Court Judge Michael Jessic said late Tuesday that he would resentence the brothers to 50 years to life, meaning they will be granted a parole hearing at some point in the future. We are deeply humble and grateful and happy for our family, Lyle Menendez said in a phone call with one of his attorneys outside the courthouse in Van Nuys, which was relayed to a Times reporter. District Attorney Nathan Hochman argued that the brothers had failed to show proper insight into their crimes and had not atoned for lies they told over the last 30 years about the nature of the killings. But Jessic dismissed those arguments as irrelevant. Prosecutors needed to prove the brothers posed an unreasonable risk to the public, according to Jessic, who said they failed to do so. After deciding they should be resentenced, Jessic allowed each brother to speak to the court over a Zoom call from prison. In tearful addresses that drew sobs from the relatives who have been fighting for their release for years, Eric and Lyle said they took full responsibility for their crimes. Eric called the murders an atrocious act of brutality against two people who had every right to live. I have no excuse, no justification for what I did, he said. I take full responsibility for all my choices. The choice to point a gun at my mom and dad, the choice to reload, the choice to run and to hide, and to do anything I could to get away, a tearful Lyle said moments earlier. Jessic's decision ended an 8-month saga that started when the district attorney, George Gascon, filed a petition for the brothers to be resentenced late last year and followed an emotional day of testimony. Anna Maria Baralt, often wiping away tears, testified Tuesday that the relatives of victims Jose and Kitty Menendez wanted a judge to give her two cousins a lesser sentence than life without parole for the 1989 murders inside their Beverly Hills mansion. We on both sides of the family say 35 years is enough, she said in the courtroom. They are universally forgiven by both sides of their families. The hearing was the culmination of years of advocacy by the family to free the brothers who were convicted of first-degree murder. Defense attorney Mark Garagos asked Jessic to resentence the brothers to manslaughter, arguing they shot their parents to death out of fear their father might kill them to cover up years of sexual abuse. But instead, Jessic's ruling aligned with the request made last year by Gascon. The reduced sentence of 50 years to life makes them eligible for parole under the state's youthful offender law because they were under the age of 26 at the time of the murders. I want to give a hat tip to Judge Jessic, who was able to cancel out all the noise surrounding this, all of the grandstanding, all of the political back and forth, and he did what the code section said, Garagos said late Tuesday. He did what justice said should happen. A parole hearing will likely be scheduled in the coming months, but Governor Gavin Newsom could also grant them clemency if he honors a pending request. A hearing on that matter is currently scheduled for June 13th. California's resentencing law leans heavily in favor of defendants, a point Jessic reminded the courtroom of early Tuesday. Under state law, Jessic said he could block a resentencing petition only if the defendant poses an unreasonable risk of danger to public safety, meaning there's a risk they will commit another violent crime, such as murder, manslaughter, or rape, if they are released. Hochman this year announced his opposition to the brothers' release. He alleged that the brothers continued to lie about the motive behind the murders, dismissing the idea that they genuinely feared Jose would kill them to cover up his alleged sexual abuse. The decision to resentence Eric and Lyle Menendez was a monumental one that has significant implications for the families involved, the community, and the principles of justice, Hochman said in a statement Tuesday evening. Our office's motions to withdraw the resentencing motion filed by the previous administration ensured that the court was presented with all the facts before making such a consequential decision. The district attorney's office did not put forth any witnesses Tuesday, in a closing argument that was repeatedly interrupted by Jessic, who kept noting prosecutors were applying the wrong legal standard. Deputy District Attorney Habib Balian questioned whether the court could really believe the brothers would not reoffend. Resentencing is about one important word, trust, Balian said. The Menendez brothers are asking you, trust us. Trust that we won't commit more crimes. We have to ask ourselves, are they trustworthy? Balian also spoke about the gruesome nature of the crime scene, noting how forensic evidence showed some of the shotgun blasts were fired at a point-blank range to highlight the viciousness of the crime. Peralt, whose mother was Jose Menendez's older sister, said in court that the family had endured decades of pain from the scrutiny of the murders. From the day it happened, it has been a relentless examination of our family in the public eye, she said, beginning to cry. It has been torture for decades. She said the family was the butt of repeated jokes on Saturday Night Live and lived like outcasts who wore scarlet M. In the gruesome 1989 murders, the brothers brought shotguns with cash and opened fire as their mother and father watched a movie. Jose Menendez was shot 5 times, including in the kneecaps and the back of the head. Kitty Menendez crawled on the floor, wounded, before one of the brothers reloaded and fired a fatal blast, jurors heard at the 2 trials. On the stand Tuesday, Peralt echoed the brothers' justification for killing their parents, saying it was related to sexual abuse they endured. But Peralt also told the judge that she believes they have changed and are very aware of the consequences of their actions. I don't think they're the same people they were 30 years ago, she said. Diane Hernandez, another cousin, told the courtroom about the hallway rule that governed where people could or could not be in Jose Menendez's home. If the father was alone with Eric and Lyle in an upstairs room, no one else could be on that level, she said. Oftentimes, Hernandez said Jose would then tell the rest of the family whichever brother he had just isolated felt sick and could not join the family for dinner. On cross-examination, she said she never witnessed either brother being abused. This goes on and on and on, but what do you think?
I mean, I kind of saw this coming. There's been a big move to release them for a while. I mean, I'm glad they're at least admitting that they killed their parents, because they did not do that in the beginning, and they were blowing through their inheritance like crazy. There's a John Starks New York Knicks basketball card where they're in the background sitting courtside post killing their parents.
Really?
Yeah, you can look it up. It's pretty crazy. I mean, when you look at all of it in the totality and you hear stories like that, I definitely think their dad was abusing them, and they retaliated, and their mom was somewhat aware of it and didn't do anything to stop it. So I think that's why they also took her life. But I mean, it was a stupid crime. There's so many different ways you can watch stories, you can watch documentaries, reenactments. But I mean, it makes sense that they're getting released. It makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, they fired the district attorney that petitioned for them to get resentenced, and then the new guy came in. He was like, "No, fuck that. We don't want to do that." I don't know why, but then they still did it, which was cool. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, I got no beef with it.
Okay. And finally, we just had an article in here about Trump's first foreign trip this term out into the Middle East. Okay, from the Wall Street Journal by Stephen Callan, Alexander Ward, and Alex Leary from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. President Trump basked in the Desert Kingdom's glitzy welcome as he announced an end to sanctions on Syria, signed investment deals with Saudi Arabia, and issued a pointed warning to Iran. On the first of a 4-day Middle East visit, Trump sealed $300 billion in deals with the Saudis, with an eye toward doubling that total within 4 years. Keeping praise on the kingdom's crown prince Mohammed bin Salman, he encouraged Riyadh to move toward normalizing relations with Israel, despite the continuing war in Gaza that left Palestinians no closer to self-rule, a long-standing Saudi precondition. Trump also issued an ultimatum to Iran as he aims to prevent the country from obtaining a nuclear weapon. One way or another, make your move, he said, adding the country would face massive maximum pressure if it doesn't curb its nuclear work soon. The offer will not last forever. Trump said he would lift U.S. sanctions against Syria, giving its new rulers a financial lifeline after a lightning campaign overthrew its decades-long dictator late last year. U.S. leader is expected to hold a brief meeting with the new Syrian president Ahmed al-Shara Wednesday in the Saudi capital. Now it's their time to shine, Trump said. We're taking them all off. I actually support that.
Well, you know that he's also... I mean, their new leader has, killed tons of American soldiers, his former leader.
Incorrect.
No? Then what is this all I hear about him being a part of Al-Qaeda?
He was. He used to be in Al-Qaeda, and then he was in ISIS, and then he left both of them. But he hasn't killed any American soldiers.
He's in Al-Qaeda and he's in ISIS, he gets a pass.
He doesn't get a pass, bro. he got a bunch of dudes rolled up and fucking took Bashar al-Assad out. Him and his daddy been running that country for 50 fucking years. He took it.
Okay, and
How many Russians be dying?
What about him? No, no, this is probably bullshit. But there's also rumors and stories about Trump using his company to build in Syria. Like, whoa.
Oh, I'm sure that will. I'm sure.
Like some sort of Trump Tower type shit.
Of course. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Damascus is the oldest city in the world, dude. Syria could pop off. And Syria's always been like a mix of all different religions and cultures and shit.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, like, this new leader is like saying he's literally saying all the right things. He's getting like women's rights, no sectarian violence. Like, we'll see how it plays out. But so far so good.
Those are just some of the counterpoints I've heard about.
No, totally legit. He's a designated terrorist. He's on the fucking list, and so that's why and then the sanctions were because of Bashar al-Assad.
Yeah.
Committing fucking war crimes, like dropping like chlorine gas and sarin gas on his fucking people. But so now that he's gone, like, the sanctions would just make it really hard, like, for them to bounce back. And this looks like this could be a moment. So, like, that was a hindrance. But then also him being labeled as a terrorist is also a problem. But I don't know. It's better than we'll see what happens.
Okay.
His overarching message was that the U.S. will remain engaged and close to the region as long as its money pours into the American economy. You achieve a modern miracle, the Arabian way, Trump said of the Gulf's oil-rich monarchies. The Gulf nations have shown this entire region a path towards safe and orderly societies with improving quality of life, flourishing economic growth, expanding personal freedoms, bullshit, and increasing responsibilities on the world stage. Trump's visit to Riyadh kicked off with a Saudi F-15 air escort as Air Force One touched down at King Khalid International Airport on Tuesday. Drums boomed and horns blared as Prince Mohammed, the country's de facto ruler, greeted Trump on a lavender-colored carpet rolled out beneath the American plane. They then, why am I reading this? They then walked into the airport for a private ceremony lined by waving U.S. and Saudi flags to welcome the president, as many of his senior officials, including Secretary Make-A-Wish of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Trump and Mohammed also shook the hands of government and business dignitaries ahead of the launch of the royal court, often stopping to speak at length with the most notable guests, who include billionaire Elon Musk and FIFA president Gianni Infantino. But the region's many challenges threatened to darken the cheery display. Trump landed in the Middle East transformed by nearly 2 years of war after October 7, 2023. Hamas led attacks on Israel, which responded with a military campaign in Gaza that killed tens of thousands of people. Another Israeli war last year against Hezbollah, the collapse of Syria's longtime dictator, and 2 direct exchanges of fire between Israel and Iran left Tehran greatly weakened. Syria's new leader, Shara, an Islamist formerly aligned with the Islamic State in Iraq and Al-Qaeda, who is still designated by Washington as a terrorist, is trying to win U.S. support to rebuild Syria after more than a decade of a civil war. He has sworn off his ties to radicalism and promised to run an inclusive government. He's reaching out through intermediaries to Israel and signaling willingness to let U.S. oil and gas companies work in the country. Syrian government officials have said Shara wants to share with Trump his vision of a Marshall Plan-style reconstruction in which American and other Western companies would win out over China and other powers. Trump said he announced the end of Syria's sanctions after discussing it with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Prince Mohammed. Oh, what I do for the Crown Prince. Oh my God. Syrians celebrated the announcement, as did other countries in the region, including Jordan and Lebanon. We must give the new Syria a chance to rebuild and thrive. No guarantees, but if Syria is hampered economically, it almost assures chaos and openings for extremists, said Dan Shapiro, a former Biden administration Pentagon official who oversaw the Middle East. This is the right gamble. See, even the Biden administration agreed. Others were less enthusiastic. Senator Lindsey Graham noted that Syria is still designated by the U.S. as a state sponsor of terrorism and said a decision to lift that should be reviewed by Congress. okay, I agree, it should be, but they're not. Like,
They don't go to
that was the
Congress
old.
for anything, so why would
Yeah,
they?
Congress, like, yeah, you guys like don't even want to do that. You don't want to be like on the record saying that you did that.
At this point, they just want to be involved.
You're like, please talk to me. Waiving congressionally passed sanctions is a complicated process, he said in a statement. While I would like to empower the new players in Syria, it has to be done in a coordinated fashion with our allies, especially our friends in Israel, so that numerous security concerns can be addressed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has demanded that southern Syria be demilitarized and said that Syrian leadership forces won't be allowed in the region. Trump's trip also brings the president to the shores across from Iran, just as his administration is engaged in diplomatic efforts to curb Tehran's nuclear program. A fourth round of talks between US and Iranian officials on Sunday failed to make clear progress. While Trump will be a quick plane ride from Israel, he isn't scheduled to stop there, a glaring miss amid rising tensions with Netanyahu over Iran, persistent Houthi aggressions from Yemen, and Gaza's fate. The U.S. president struggled to broker a ceasefire and hostage release deal in Gaza, which Riyadh wants before talking about normalizing relations with Israel. But Trump did succeed in getting Hamas on Monday to release the last living American hostage, Eden Alexander. In a speech, Trump urged Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords, the normalization pacts with Israel that allow for closer economic, political, and cultural ties. Riyadh has resisted such a move after Israel's attacks on Hamas in Gaza and rejection of a two-state solution. That didn't stop Trump from pressing the issue. It will be a special day in the Middle East with the whole world watching when Saudi Arabia joins us. And you'll be greatly honoring me, and you'll be greatly honoring all those people that have fought so hard for the Middle East, Trump said, but you'll do it in your own time. And then there's the personal matter, how Trump and his family profit from foreign nations, including those on the itinerary, contributing to his cryptocurrency and branded projects. Trump is facing scrutiny over the administration's talks with Doha about accepting a luxury Qatari plane as the new Air Force One. The three Gulf nations will save sensitive foreign policy issues for closed doors discussions. The public messaging will center on more closely aligning their economic interests with Washington's. All right.
I mean, I guess we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, it's not a bad move. I mean, you can't punish everybody for al-Assad's bullshit because he was a total scumbag. He's still in Russia, right? Just hiding now.
He's not hiding. He's just in Moscow. That's where he lives
He's
now.
just like vibing, just chilling.
Yeah.
He's like, I did my best. I tried, you guys.
I mean, it's kind of I'm sure like Putin fucking hates him, but like Putin has to like keep him alive, otherwise he's never gonna like get a dictator to do what he wants again. You know, he's like, dude, like you just let Bashar al-Assad get toppled. Like, why the fuck are we gonna trust you?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I mean, it's the right move. I see what you're saying. It's a better gamble, and to trying to allow them to reach a point of like economic.
I mean, the sanctions was just saying that you can't do business with us, or no American companies can do business with those Syrian companies that are tied to the Assad organization because he's a fucking war criminal. Now he's gone. So we don't need to have like sanctions on.
It's like resetting, and then if they start doing,
if they fuck around, we could always
just
put them back on. It's a
Yeah,
piece of paper.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Crazy time to be alive.
Crazy times. Meditate, bitches.
So you got anything else for us? But you just said it. Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, like, share, comment, what the fuck ever you want. Of course, we always appreciate y'all hanging out with us and listening. Sorry my voice sucks today, but it just fucking does. It'll be better next week. Get the fuck over it. And yeah, lock Diddy up, dude. Keep him locked up, dude. 4 days is the longest. Bro, this Diddy trial, dude. This is gonna be the craziest thing. It's like the Epstein trial we never got.
Yeah.
Basically. Well, y'all be good, be safe, stay out of trouble, and as always, Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves.
Every now and then when I feel
Shout
a
out.
bit buggy, I look at the floor, maybe need a new ruggy.
Recording
Scratch
stopped.
out, I'll get some beers and get chuggy. Nah, man, I know what I need, some more, man.